Once upon a time, a single drop of sunlight fell from the heavens, and from it grew a magic golden flower which had the ability to heal the sick and injured. Centuries passed, and there grew a kingdom ruled by a beloved king and queen. As the queen was about to have a baby, she got sick, and the people started looking for the magical golden flower to heal her. However, instead of sharing the son's gift, a woman, Mother Gothel, hoarded its healing power and used it to keep herself young for hundreds of years by singing a special song to summon its power. However, the guards found it and used it to heal the queen. She bore a healthy baby girl with beautiful golden hair called Rapunzel. Later after her birthday, Gothel found the baby and tried to cut her magical hair, but the piece faded. She grew furious and stole the princess. The kingdom searched but could not find the princess. Within the forest, in a hidden tower, Gothel raised the child as her own. She kept the princess hidden from the outside world, terming the people as horrible and selfish. However, each year on her birthday, the king and queen released thousands of lanterns into the sky, hoping that one day their lost princess would return. On the next scene, Princess Rapunzel and her pet chameleon Pascal are playing in the tower. Pascal asks can they go outside, but Rapunzel refuses. With her long hair, she moves around singing. She repeatedly cooks, cleans, paints, does pottery, and other arts, but she still wonders when will she live her real life. As she eagerly awaits the lights to appear on her 18th birthday, the following night, she wonders how life might be out there and if her mother might let her go since she is now older. Meanwhile, Ryder and two other thieves break into the castle to steal a crown and manage to run away. On the other side, Rapunzel plans to ask her mother to let her go, and she quickly hides Pascal when she arrives home. She drops her long hair, which Mother Gothel uses to climb into the tower. Gothel admires her own beauty in the mirror and asks Rapunzel to sing for her. Rapunzel tells her that for her 18th birthday, she wants to see in person the floating lights which she feels are meant for her. However, Gothel shuts the window and says that she locks her in the tower to keep her safe from the scary world where anything can go wrong, unlike in the tower where she will protect her, saying Mother knows best. Gothel tells her not to ask to leave the tower again and leaves using Rapunzel's long hair. Ryder and the thieves are being hunted by the guards, and after a dispute, he tricks his friends, leaving them behind. The guards continue to chase Ryder, and he manages to steal a horse. The horse becomes stubborn, and while chasing him, they fall from a cliff after a tree they held onto brakes. The horse searches for him, but he manages to escape through the tunnel, leading him to find Rapunzel's tower. He uses the arrows to climb onto the tower, but upon entering, Rapunzel knocks him out with a pan. She timidly observes Ryder and locks him in her closet. Overwhelmed to have a person in with her, she finds the stolen crown and tries it on herself. Later, when her mother arrives, she tucks it away and pulls her up, preparing to tell her of the surprise. However, when she talks, her mother scorns her for thinking she is talking about leaving the tower. Rapunzel refrains and instead says she wanted a new paint made from white shells. Her mother agrees to find her one and sets out on a 3-day trip to find the paint, with Rapunzel promising to stay in the tower. She leaves, and Rapunzel quickly opens up the closet and then ties Ryder onto a chair with Pascal. The chameleon wakes him up. Rapunzel asks who he is, and Ryder introduces himself, explaining how he came across the tower while gallivanting through the forest. Ryder asks for the crown, but she asks Ryder what he wants with his hair, thinking he came to cut and steal it for its power. Rapunzel asks him to take her to the kingdom to see the lanterns, and when she returns her safely, she will give him his satchel. Ryder later agrees after she insists that they move out. She uses her long hair to swing out of the tower and is delighted to feel the grass. She runs around through the nature joyfully, singing that her life now begins. When she worries about her mother finding out, Ryder comforts her that is in an adventure and a part of growing up, though it will break her mother's heart like a grape. Later, Ryder suggests they go for lunch. Rapunzel's mother on her way stumbles into the horse with no rider and worries about Rapunzel. She runs back to the tower, and when she calls but nobody answers, she runs in and finds her absent. She sees the queen's crown and a poster of the wanted thief Ryder and sets out to find them. Ryder brings Rapunzel into a joint full of scary-looking men whom she gets terrified of. The men identify Ryder as the person in the warrant poster and a plan to call the guards in for a reward for him. They fight over him, but Rapunzel interferes, saying she wishes Ryder to take her to meet her dream lanterns, asking if they themselves had dreams. The men loosen up and begin to sing about their different dreams too. They force Ryder to sing about this dream too, and the princess also steps up to sing, saying she just wants to see the floating lantern gleam, while her mother watches from the window. As they all sing along together, the guards barge in asking for Ryder. However, one of the men helps them to escape, telling Rapunzel to go live her dreams. Maximus, the guard horse, walks in and sniffs out their escape passage, and the guards move to find him forgetting the other thieves who go after the crown. Mother Gothel watches outside and forces one man to tell him where the escape tunnel leads. The guards chase after them, but Rapunzel uses her hair to help them escape the guards. They run into another tunnel, but water from the broken dam begins to fill the hole, leaving them trapped. Rapunzel begins to cry about her situation, and Ryder mentions his real name is Eugene Fitzherbert. Rapunzel also reveals she has magic hair that glows when she sings. She sings and her hair glows. They use its light to make its way through to the outside. Meanwhile, Gothel meets two thieves and shows them the lost crown. She also offers to give them revenge against Flynn Rider, and they agree to follow her. Rapunzel also uses her magical hair to heal Eugene's wound. She reveals that when young people try to cut it and take its power, but when you cut it, it turns brown, hence why her mother protects her gifts. Flynn narrates his story of a book he used to read about a rich man called Flanagan Ryder, who he wished to be. Mother Gothel then finds Rapunzel and tries to take her back home. Rapunzel sternly refuses, but Gothel gives her the crown and tells Rapunzel to give it to Ryder and see if he will stay with her. At dawn, the guard horse finds them, but Rapunzel uses her charms to calm him down, and together they head to the kingdom. Small girls tie up her hair and walk through the town, where she sees a picture of the king, queen, and their lost princess. Rapunzel starts to dance with the people, and later they leave in a boat with Eugene. She talks of how she spent her 18 years of life in a tower, and she dreamt of seeing the lights rise into the sky. Meanwhile, the king and queen dress up for the occasion, appearing sad. They release one lantern into the sky as others across the kingdom follow suit. Rapunzel watches with enthusiasm as the beautiful lanterns float into the sky, and Ryder helps her to also release one. They hold hands and sing together of the beautiful moment. When about to kiss, Ryder spots his fellow thieves from afar and is startled. He leaves Rapunzel and takes the bag with him. He takes the crown to the thieves, who reveal they now want the queen instead. The thieves return to show Rapunzel Eugene riding off in a boat, claiming they made a deal to get her in exchange for the crown. Rapunzel tries to run away, but her mother convinces her otherwise. However, Eugene's hands are tied to the boat and the guards capture him while Maximus the horse watches. Rapunzel and Gothel return to the tower, and Gothel tells her how she warned her of the cruel world. She lays down holding a cloth with a sun drawing and notices her similar sun drawings on the roof. A vision comes to her of the picture she saw of her parents and how she wore the crown, and is startled. Eugene tries to escape and learns from one of the thieves that the old lady set them up, but the guards take him for execution. Rapunzel realizes she's the lost princess and confronts her mother about it. Gothel reveals that she stole her to protect her, but Rapunzel says she will never let Gothel use her again. Meanwhile, as the guards drag Eugene, his friends from the joint appear and help him escape. He finds the horse Maximus, and together they run away. Max uses his crazy speed, and they go to Rapunzel's tower. Eugene, unaware of the danger, uses Rapunzel's hair to climb up, but finds her hair tied by Gothel, who also stabs him. Rapunzel fights back and asks Gothel to let her heal Eugene. Eugene refuses, arguing that the process could kill her. While she attempts to heal him with his hair, Eugene cuts off her hair and it all turns brown. Gothel begins to turn old, and trying to hide the shame, she trips and falls through the window. Rapunzel holds Eugene, and when he passes out, she begins to sing sadly. One of her tears drop on Eugene's face and beams of light float from him. He wakes up and they joyfully hug. Back in the castle, the king and queen finally meet Rapunzel and they all charmingly embrace. The closing scenes show the kingdom rejoicing over the return of the lost princess. Their friends from the joint also get their different dreams fulfilled. Maximus fights crime, and Pascal, the chameleon, plays with little kids. Rapunzel reunites with her new family as a princess loved by all, leading with grace and wisdom. Eugene stops thieving, and he and Rapunzel get married, living happily ever after, which brings the mesmerizing film to an end. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. If you like this video, please consider subscribing to our channel. I'll be back with another interesting movie recap. Until then, take care.